Welcome to Spursvasion TV. Right. Good morning and good evening to all you guys in Asia. And of course, good afternoon to all you guys in Europe, the UK, and of course, good morning and good afternoon to you guys in Americas, wherever you are at the moment, right? I'm back here again, right? Doing the Libby Out show, Enoch Out show again. Haven't done this in a long time. So before we go anywhere, just let's play a video, right? Let's play a video to show you last protest.
We want Levy out. Say we want Levy out. We want Levy out. We want Levy out. Say we want Levy out. We want Levy out. Say we want Levy out.
When is your breaking point? Tell me. When are you going to learn that we're doing it for the good of
We sang in the rain. We sang in the sun now. We sang in the rain. They're trying to stop us. Look what they did. The thing I don't want to is leave it out. Leave it out. Leave it out. The thing I don't want to is leave it out. Leave it out. Leave it out.
Hi guys, it's Deano here. I'm here at the protest, as you can see.
We want Levy out. We want Levy out. We want Levy out.
It's very bright, there's the stadium.
We want Levy out.
Now I hear there's going to be loads of protests in the stadium, which I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, but it's all peaceful. Please come and join us if you fancy having a little say of what you want. And yeah, leave you out.
Yes, that's the way it's supposed to be, right? Daniel Levy, get out of the club. Big up, Brian McGuire. Thanks for being on, right? Thanks for being on. Hopefully, I'll be getting a few more guests on. I've decided to revive these shows that I've been doing for some time. When I first started doing this YouTube podcast and all that about 2 years ago, my breaking point was more or less when I had a voice to say something, right? It started in the sense that when the ESL protest started, that's when I jumped on a bandwagon with a couple of other guys, right? Started doing shows 2 years ago. We've gone one big cycle, and we come back to what's happening now, right? Let's see what Brian has to say, right? Support the protest coming down for the Brentford, not going to the game. Yep, hopefully we can get a bigger crowd there, right? Outside the stadium and lesser people inside the stadium, but it is what it is at the moment. I can't do much of anything. I'm stuck here in Malaysia, right? And that's the only thing I can do is to remind us fans, right, that we must keep on pushing for this stance, the Levy out stance, the Ini out stance, right? And I'm here just to keep up the voice, right, to remind people that, and the fans out there, that we have to keep this on. We cannot forget it. We have to keep it on. As for what happened, for my sense, is that hopefully we will be able, right, to talk to other guests who will be coming on sooner or later, right? Or if any guests come on, maybe I'll be alone here. Hard to say today, right? But there are a few people on the way, right? For me, is that when during the Poch time, that all the lies that he's been saying, right, never keep to his word, and he's been actually bamboozling the fans for all this time, right? And Brian McGuire is traveling, traveling from Glasgow. Where are you traveling to from Glasgow, Brian? That'll be nice to know. Right. To me, is that during the building of the stadium, right? When he said that the building of the stadium would not affect our transfer window, but then we had 3 transfer windows without any signing of any players. That was the biggest lie that he ever said, right? And most probably because of that 3 transfer windows that we did not have, has actually put us where we are now. Right, instead of building on the team that we had so much potential on, giving the pieces that Poch needed, he didn't, right? And of course, Poch came out with all the words of saying that don't call him the manager, he's just the head coach, right? We've got this beautiful mansion, but with no furniture. And how we are at this moment now, as I see it, it's all accumulated from all the years of neglect of the football, right? And there's only one person more or less responsible for it. A lot of people say that he shouldn't be responsible. It should be the responsibility of the players, the managers, and whoever else you can blame. But to me, is that the buck always stops at the top. Okay, the bucks always stop at the top. If you are a CEO of a major corporation, right, and you come out with such shitty KPI, if I mean financially, of course, it's supposed to be brilliant, but don't forget, guys, we still post a loss, right, in the financial year of 2021, 22, if I'm not mistaken. We're still in the rate of 50 million pounds, right? And what Brian says, I'm the stage that we don't protest and we are stuck with this lot of penny pinch. Yeah, I understand, Brian. But the thing is that at the moment now, that's why I'm here to keep that voice of reminding the fans that we have to remember that what has happened throughout this minimum. We don't even want to go back 10 years. We just go back to 5 years, right? 5 years ago, 2018, right? That was when we were more or less at our prime during Poch. We reached the Champion League's final in the 18-19, was it 19 season, 19 season, right? That is when a lot of cracks were appearing. It was all papered over, and Poch wanted a rebuild, and he never got it. And when the results started going downhill, another manager was blamed. So that's what we have to do, right? That's why at the moment now, this most important as we must unite, right, as one, put our differences aside, differences aside, right, and try to unite the fan base and have one voice, and it's Levy out and Enoch out, right? And along the way, a lot of statements have been coming out from the club, from our chairman. He's done videos. He's come out. The most, the one that I remember the most is when I started doing the podcast was after the COVID restrictions were lifted, when the fans were allowed back in the stadium. He put out a message in the program by saying that, right, misspending 250 million pounds on players, bringing back our DNA, right? And I'm not mistaken, that was the time more or less, if it was during Mourinho's time and after sacking Mourinho, right? And we went into the doldrums of taking 70 over days to appoint a manager, and we ended up with Nuno, and Nuno wasn't that attacking manager that we wanted. Our Spurs DNA wasn't brought back, right? And then at the moment now, DNA to us means actually definitely no ambition, right? That's why I think what we should actually call DNA, definitely no ambition, right? And from there, admitting of misspent, right, on players and not taking responsibility and accountability of his actions, right, and trying to blame another manager. You bring in Nuno. Let me see what Brian has to say here. If we don't unite as one, we're stuck with a lot of cheap eyes. Yep, and we do better. Yeah, that's very true, Brian. That's very true. We will be stuck in this doldrum, right? The club will be making their money, but we will not be getting our glory, right? And why should we be even tagged as a big six club while among the big six clubs, right, we've only won one trophy, right? And that's a shame. It's such a shame, right? And from Nuno we went to Conte, right? And when we lost to Manchester United last season 3-0 at home, and when the Levy out chants were so loud in the stadium, and we were saying that this is his last chance, right? If and you know he brought in Conte, right? That means that this is the last throw of the dice, right? And how many more chances is he supposed to get, right? You bring in managers like that and you don't back them properly, right? And the narrative says that he's been back, but after the Conte outburst, we already know that he's been hiding, right? He can't hide anymore. That's why he went on his outburst after the Southampton game. Guys, don't even forget. Even before the Southampton game, remember the game after we beat Manchester United when we went out to had a loss away at Burnley, right? That was his first time that he had his outburst, right? Nearly, I think it was what, a year ago plus, right? That's when he had his first outburst, right? When he says that, what can I do? Am I supposed to be blamed? I'm the manager. I will take the blame. I don't deserve to be here, right? Why am I here, right? The questions. Then, of course, we end up where we are now, right? Mason get reappointed a second time, right? Bringing in Stellini after Conte, which is we don't understand what that move was, right? You had so much time to you knew after the World Cup if Conte wasn't going to extend his contract or you weren't going to give Conte a contract extension, right? You must have at least a contingency plan that Conte is going to leave. And you should know that Conte's character, he's not going to take bullshit from you anymore when he can't take it anymore, right? After his health issues, after the mental issues of losing three close friends in his life, right? What do you expect from him, right? And don't worry, guys, we'll always blame another manager. Another manager gets blamed again. And what Brian says here, there's no one on the board with a football background. They all came from financial sector. I understand that, Brian. The thing is that even if you come from the financial sector, right, you're talking about Daniel Levy being in charge of a football club for 23 years. Wouldn't he have learned a bit of footballing lessons, right? He would have learned a bit of footballing lessons to at least, if you can't make footballing decisions properly, give 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 the footballing decisions, leave it to the professionals, right? But and the most damning recent interview from an ex-Spurs employee, right? At the time, I guess he was more or less like a head scout, right? Mr. Webb, if I'm not mistaken, David Webb, right? He had an interview with on Talksport where he did actually tell, right, the rest of the people on Talksport that Daniel Levy does actually have the last say on purchasing of the players. So as we all know, as the fans, we do know that he does get involved, and now it's been confirmed, but then there'll still be a lot of fans who say it's out there, oh, he's just a disgruntled ex-employee who's come out to say bad things about our great chairman, right? So it's just for us to see, right, what you want to see, for us to interpret what we want to interpret, right? And as for Brian says here, right, Paul Mitchell left because he found it impossible to work with. Yeah, that's true, right? Paul Mitchell said that it was a dream job and it turned into a nightmare, right? A dream job turned into a nightmare. Imagine you scout and you pick and you bring the potentials and the talents that the club needs, and in there day it all gets thrown out the window, right? That's why you get frustrated, right? And don't forget, Paul Mitchell left, and he was actually put on gardening leave before he was allowed to leave properly, right? So that's the sad part. But we are what we are now. We're stuck here now. We're back to where we are, and to tell the truth, our recent form is a relegation form. We see it, right? 5 games, 6 games after, well, let me see, Conte 3-3 Southampton, then it was 1-1 Everton, then of course the 6-1, then the 2-2, what else have I missed out? And then of course the 4-3, right? And conceding goals in the first 20 minutes or so in the game, 21 minutes against 5 goals against Newcastle in the first 21 minutes. That shows that there is really, really something wrong with our players at the moment, right? That was under Stellini, where the players checked out under him, right? And that's what happened. And then we concede an early goal, and Mason took over against Manchester United, right? That's the sad part, right? Big up Jason Bell, big up, right? And of course, Brian Maguire says that we haven't replaced Yan and Toby. That's so true. Imagine. That's what I'm saying, right? Well, we all want Poch back, right? Do you think Poch wants to come back, right? When he comes back, he sees Davis is still there, Dyer is still there. Why the hell should he come back to this? He ain't coming back, right? He knows that the quality of the defenders we have is I can't even rate them, right? I don't want to say bad things about our players like that, but the quality isn't there. It's so clear for us to see, right? Us conceding since the Newcastle game in the first 21 minutes, we've conceded 5-1-3. That is 9 goals, right? 9 goals, right? In the 3 games in the first 21 minutes, conceding 9 goals. How is that possible, right? Sometimes I sit down and I try to figure it out. Is it some kind of a betting scheme going on that Spurs is going to concede goals like that, right? Is some other shit going on behind our back that we do not know, right? Or it's so bad that our players can't even focus on the game anymore, right? So that's the sad part. I think a lot of issues have come out, like I've been saying. Our owners should have known if by the time the World Cup ended, right, and Conte still can't come to a understanding to extend his contract for another year, it was either to sack him or move him on instead of keeping him there, because most probably he must have checked out too, because due to the illness that he had, right, the gallbladder illness. And I've been talking to a lot of medical professionals. They say the gallbladder illness could have been due to the stress that he has been working under, right? And the stress of losing so many close friends along the way. So, as I see it at the moment now, now my Conte is gone. It's pointless to talk about it, right? Another manager gets blamed, so we have to take it, right? But why are we still not voicing our discontent, right? Uh, Let me put this out again, guys. Let me put this out again, right? All right. Problem I have, I don't recognize the club. I remember the times we played with a swagger, not with a dull and boring. That's true too. That's the style of football, right? And a lot of people now are saying, well, I mean, it is exciting now under Mason, right? Going down 3 goals, coming back up to 3 goals, then conceding the last minute of the game, right? That shows that what are we gonna say, right? You want excitement? There's excitement there, right? And of course, you have the dull football where Conte and Mourinho brought. We sit back, we defend, we score 1 goal, we win, right? And that is also another style of football. But in the end of the day, I want to see our club win something, even to a certain extent, give up that swagger, but at least the results come in, right? I'm sorry to say, Brian. It's just my opinion on that. Jason Bell says, I would accept a full dull and boring, right? But look downright scared during most of the games, right? Since the end of the season. Yeah, looking scared. That's the sad part, right? Looking scared, looking lost, looking not knowing what to do. But that's our defense. I blame a lot of part of our defense. Like what Brian said, that we have not replaced Toby. We have not replaced Toby Alderweireld and Jan Vertonghen, right? And we have not improved on our defense. We've kept Dyer there for the past 5 years, from a center mid to a defender. Davis is still there. We brought in Romero, hoping Romero will become some sort of our savior in defense. But in the end of the day, now he looks reckless, right? And maybe he's checked out too. So maybe he's trying to find a way out. But before we go on, let me put this video out one more time.
We want Levy out, say we want Levy out. We want Levy out. We want Levy out, say we want Levy out. We want Levy out, say we want Levy out.
When is your breaking point? Tell me. When are you going to learn that we're doing it for the good of
We sang in the rain, we sang in the sun, now we sang in the rain. They're trying to stop us, look what they did. The thing I don't want to say is leave it out, leave it out, leave it out. The thing I don't want to say is leave it out, leave it out, leave it out.
Hi guys, it's Deano here. I'm here at the protest, as you can see.
We want Levy out! We want Levy out! We want Levy out!
It's very bright. There's the stadium.
We want Levy out!
Now I hear there's going to be loads of protests in the stadium, which I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, but it's all peaceful. Please come and join us if you fancy having a little say what you want. And yeah, Levy out.
Yeah, guys, I'll be playing this video along tonight's show, right? Let's see how long that goes, right? But as I've been saying, after that 6-1, what I call shambles, right, or demolition by Newcastle, right? I came out and said that I ain't gonna wear another Tottenham jersey until something changed, right? And I did come out and have my rant saying that I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed being a Spurs fan, right? All these years, right? No matter what happened, being zen and all that, being able to accept whatever he does, right? But now, really, really being ashamed as a Spurs fan, right? And sad to say, our owners don't even have pride in that anymore, right? There's no more pride in our club. Somehow or another, our fan base, whether we are real football fans out there who actually can afford to be in this stage, right? Let me say a big shout out to James Joris. Big up James Joris, right? Yeah, yeah. Hope everyone's well in the chats too, right? At the moment, guys, how do you guys feel? I know Brian McGuire, Jason Bell, we all ain't gonna be happy about what's happening, right? Four more games, and then Brian Mason. Are we gonna make it through? Right? Will it do we have to lose all our games and drop out of European positions, right? Before the fans will actually stand up and be counted and say their mind, right? So all our fan base are just willing to accept what happens next and take it as it is, right? If we don't, right, unite and come to say something, I guess we will have to accept and take and deserve what we have. That's what I say. We deserve what we have. We deserve what we get, right? Because of just accepting our what the owners are doing and not actually voicing our dissent. That's how I feel right at the moment, right? That's why there are a lot of movements and all that came out, right? To try to make a change, right? And what Brian is saying here, right? Brian Mason needs a few more years to develop. But the thing is that I mean he needs to develop, but he's not trying. Please don't try to be developing while managing our first team at the moment, right? Maybe Ryan Mason needs to go out and I call what call earn his feather in his cap, right? In the championship, take a few championship clubs, right? Learn the toil of management, right? Then come back up again, and maybe in another 10 years' time, then maybe Ryan Mason could be the right candidate. Maybe in a 10 years' time, right? Or maybe he could be an assistant to one of the bigger managers, right? And learn from them and come back. But he did. He was an assistant to Conte. Let's see what he learned from there, right? But we can see that at the moment now, the blame. It's always about the blame. The blame is always deflected, right? After the Newcastle game, you saw that video clip was the protest for the Manchester United game, right? That was just straight after the Newcastle game, and the the turnout was very much better than before, as we all can see, right? But it's still lacking. I feel it's still lacking because if we take a look at what the Manchester United fans did, the 1958 movement, right? They came out in thousands, close to 1,000 plus or five, 600. They blocked the street. They made traffic difficult and all that. And that's what the Manchester United fans do when they are unhappy, right? But I understand because at the moment now, this leave out movement is in its infancy. The only thing is for us is to try to grow it bigger. It's not going to be an overnight thing, right? For us to reach a certain level that we want, but it needs to be continuously put out there to remind the fans, right, what we've had, right, in this past 23 years under the Enoch and Levy stewardship. We've only had one League Cup in the cabinet, one trophy in 23 years. Is it acceptable or not? I don't think so, being a Spurs fan, because if you look back, right, the previous 23 years before they took over, we've had five cups, right? Five cups, even not the league. We've won at least a few FA Cups, a few League Cups. I think it's four FA Cups and a League Cup, if I'm not mistaken, right? But we are here now. We have the stadium, right? We have the facilities, right, to move forward. We have the finance, right, to move forward, right, to bring the club, to bring the squad much to a much higher level, right? But the thing is that after the Aston Villa game, and then of course every interview that Daniel Levy does, he comes out with more and more things that I can't accept, right? He did one interview in his office or something like that. Right? He said every penny will be put back into the team. But the problem is that have you ever seen every penny being put back in the team? Oh yes, every penny is being put back in the team, but being misspent again. Now, It's 2 or 3 years after. Now, from saying that he's misspent 250 million pounds, he's saying now he's misspent 500 million pounds, right, on recruitment. So like I said, if you keep misspending the money on players like that, right, why are you still involved in trying to buy the players? That's my question. You should surely step aside from that, right? And of course, Ryan Mason, I agree. Ryan Mason will do well in the championship. Yeah, he should learn. He should learn from the get from the lower leagues before he comes out, right? And of course, Levy has ripped the hearts out of our club. Ripped the heart out of our club. Yeah, he has. He has ripped the heart out of our club. At the moment now, maybe the soul of our club has totally changed, right? I don't know what to say anymore. Honestly, to tell the truth, I've never been to a home game, right? Because I'm planning to, and let's hope when I make that trip, right, maybe Levy a bit out by then, right? Because I don't feel like giving him my money seriously, right? And don't forget, right, I'm in Malaysia, right? The currency exchange to the pound is shit. Ain't ain't worth doing that, right? Right. Jason Bell says that we need a proper scouting recruitment department. From what I've heard, we've practically nothing. Doesn't matter how much we spend, we're not finding and attracting the players we need. That's true. The thing is, Jason, I guess if you even if you have the best scouting and recruitment talent in our club, right? The worst part is that when it reaches up to Levy, right, he'll get vetoed, or he'll get sidelined, right? Or he'll get renegotiated. That's when it's the saddest, right? So that's it's pointless. If with Levy there, still in charge, you can bring the best in the world into our club. It won't happen. Nothing will happen. We'll most probably spend the money unwisely again, right? Like last summer transfer window, it was the biggest surprise for us Spurs fans when we got our recruitment in early, right? We got all our 6 or 7 players in early. Last player that we were chasing was Jet Spence, right? We chased Jet Spence for like how many months? 2 months, and then it got done. And of course, what? Where is Jet Spence now, right? Where is Jet Spence now? If I'm not mistaken, Jet Spence is in Rennes, playing Rennes with Rodon. Imagine Rodon is in Rennes, Jet Spence is in Rennes, right? Players that weren't even given a chance, right, to be tried out at all, right? So let's see how we're going to come back from that. But as I see it at the moment now, right? Sorry for that phone call coming in, right? As I see it at the moment now, it's very difficult, right? And what Jason Bell's saying is, right? Hold on, guys. I just have to take a phone call. Before that, just enjoy this one more.
We want Levy out, say we want Levy out. We want Levy out. We want Levy out, say we want Levy out.
When is your breaking point? Tell me. When are you going to learn that we're doing it for the good of
We sang in the rain, we sang in the sun, and we sang in the rain. They're trying to stop us, look what they did. The thing I don't want to say is leave it out, leave it out, leave it out. The thing I don't want to say is leave it out, leave it out, leave it out.
Hi guys, it's Deano here. I'm here at the protest, as you can see.
We want Levy out! We want Levy out! We want Levy out!
It's very bright. There's a stadium.
We want Levy out!
Now I hear there's going to be loads of protests in the stadium, which I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, but it's all peaceful. Please come and join us if you fancy having a little say of what you want. And yeah, Levy out.
Sorry, guys, just had to answer a phone call, but hopefully you enjoyed that video. It reminds us what we should do, right? And Brian Goyer says that. Brian Goyer says that we haven't replaced John McDermott, youth development coach. Yeah, there are a lot of coaches and director of football and blah blah blah. We haven't replaced. like I've been saying, no matter what we do, if we replace or don't replace them, it doesn't matter. Because I still go back to this, right? Yes, agreed, Levy needs to go, right? Or worst to worst, I will accept, right, if he steps aside from football, completely steps aside from football, don't have a single say in the football side of things, then maybe we'll see some improvement. But with him there, I guess it won't happen because how would you say it, right? The Cambridge interview, right? The Cambridge University interview went into the way of saying that uh, how would you say, right? He had to take over, right? He had to run the club, right? To me, I was saying, why didn't he just not run the club at that time and let someone else do it? So I'm not sure. But I've also had a guest before, like Arthur, right? Arthur's been on before. Arthur's had dinners with him before, I think a long time ago, right? And his photos with him before, right? And Arthur said that Arthur has had spoken to him before. Right? Levy has said right to his face that he wants to bring the glory days back, right? And he is, you know, will do his utmost best to do that. But I don't think, I mean, one cup in 23 years is that glory enough for us to accept, right? Or at least try to, right? But at the moment now, as I see it, right, what we have to do now is that we have to band together, right? No matter how we do it, right? Even us YouTubers, right? We must come out and do shows and remind the fans, right? That we have to band together and be Levy out, right? And try to force a change. If not, we will still be stuck here in this scenario, right? Another 1 year, another 2 years, another 3 years, another 5 years, another 10 years. Are we still going to be here? When will I? To honestly do tell the truth, right, guys? I'm not a young guy anymore. I'm an old man, right? Most probably will I see another cup being lifted by our players, right? Well, I don't even mind whether it's a Conference League Cup, a Europa League Cup, right? A Carabao Cup, right? I would love an FA Cup, right? I grew up in the years where we used to win FA Cups, right? Remember, we used to win an FA Cup with a year that ends with one, right? 91, 81, right? And 2001 nearly, if I'm not mistaken. 2001 nearly. But we never had, right? The last cup we've had is 2008, and that was the League Cup. Right? If I'm not mistaken, was it called a League Cup? Or was it still called a Carabao Cup? Because the League Cup has changed names so many times, right? From Worthington Cup, right? Carabao Cup, and let's see who the sponsor is, right? Sherwood was one of our youth coaches before taking over for AVB. For what I remember, the academy was doing pretty well in those days. That's true, Jason. That's true, right? Uh, Harry Kane came up from our academy, but somehow or another, after that, now our academy has more or less deteriorated, right? We hang on to our youth players until we don't even extend their contracts, or our youth players don't even want to extend contracts with us anymore. They rather get sold and go and play somewhere else, right? Look at like Noni Madueke, right? He left. He's gone to where did he go? He left. He went overseas. I can't remember. He went to the Dutch league or the Belgium league. Now he's back in Chelsea, right? So it's so hard, right? Why do we develop players, let them go, right? Like Dylan McCanday and all that. And now there's so many rumors out there, right? There are a few more of our youth players being chased after by other clubs in Europe, right? And Hotfather 81, big up Hotfather 81. Hope you're doing well, right? At the end of the day, Levy needs to have control of everything. You may as well give him the manager job so that he can sack himself, total control freak. No other chairman is like him. To tell the truth, right, he's the longest standing chairman in the whole of the Premier League, 23 years in charge, right? And he's the highest paid chairman in the Premier League, right? But no accountability, no responsibility, no accountability. So nobody's trying to force him out, right? So as I see it, of course he'll be comfortable, he'll still be there, right? Big up JP, big up, right? So the only thing now is that, like I said, a lot of channels nowadays must band together and start doing Livy out shows, right? It doesn't matter whether it's an echo chamber or not. Like I said, we need to echo chamber the shit out of this, right? To remind the fans, right, that we have to get Levy out. If not, first, very simple. 6-1 defeat against Newcastle. Sack Stellini. Appoint Mason, right? 2-2 draw at home against Manchester United. It's like half is forgiven, right? Then we go to Liverpool 3-0 down in the first 15 minutes, going crazy again. Then we fight back. Oh, we fought back, right? To lose in the last dying seconds of the game. Is that acceptable? Right? But my point is that going down in the first 15 minutes, is that acceptable? Because to tell the truth, if that Liverpool team was that game was last season, right? Being 3 goals down in the first 15 minutes, most probably Liverpool would have routed us 9-0, right? But this year, this Liverpool team is not the previous Liverpool team. And they let us come back into the game, right? And of course, a lot of people say, oh, it could be a Mason, Mason masterclass and all that. Yeah, Mason masterclass would bring in Lucas Moura, back passing the ball to Jota. That was a perfect pass by Lucas Moura. He should get the assist for that goal, right? He should bloody get the assist for that goal. Youth players don't see the path, to the first team anymore. That's true. That's true. The youth players don't see the path. Big up Rob Belcher, right? Right. Of course, it's getting difficult to see where the silverware is coming from, cleaning it out. That's true. That's true. It's so difficult to see now. It's so difficult to see now. Right. How am I going to say this? Right. Like I've been saying, YouTubers, Spurs YouTubers, please, I do hope that you guys, right? I'm a small channel, right? Trying to keep the Levy outward alive. Try to keep the Levy outward alive. You guys should actually, the only other channel that I see that does this nowadays is actually Tottenham Away, right? They are a bigger channel. They will always keep the Levy outward alive. We need the rest of you guys to maintain that, right? At least do one show a week, right? To remind the fans that we have to get Levy out. That's all I'm here, right? Because I will keep doing the show with or without guests coming on, right? If there's no guests coming on, I'll do the show a bit shorter, around 45 minutes or so. If there are guests coming on, I'll do it for over an hour to an hour over, right? That's how I see it, right? Yep, Levy should be the goalie. He's so good at saving. Yeah, no, he's not good at saving, Brian. To tell the truth, you must always remember our stadium, right? Was over budget by £500 million. That ain't saving. And I'm questioning that £500 million, right? Because where I come from, when projects go over budget by nearly 50%, or sorry, nearly by nearly half half a full, right? There's something weird going on there, right? So to tell the truth, yeah, allegedly, right? Allegedly, right? That's it. Leave you out, yeah, until he's gone, Eugene. Of course, leave you until he's gone. Of course, big up, guys. Don't forget, subscribe to Tottenham Way, Tottenham Way 2, and of course, give my brother Dino, if you guys, right, because he's part, his video was there, right? The let me do this all over again. Let me see whether I can copy this, and let me see. Uh, can I copy this? Can I copy this? No, I can't copy this. Let me see. Tottenham Way. Dino, give Dino a subscribe, right? Give Dino a subscribe. Let me see whether I can paste this, whether his channel come up. Yep, Dino THFC, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys already subscribed to Tottenham Way and Tottenham Way too, right? Dino, he's got a very new channel coming up. Please subscribe to him, right? It's good to him to for him to give us a video, right, guys? Just please click on it, right? And it won't even take you away from this channel, right? Just give him a subscribe. Just give him a surprise. He's got a few more extra subscribers, right, guys? And of course, Hotspur 81 said Spurs fans should be very worried if we don't get Levy out or at least change, right? I can see us getting worse and worse, right? This is the start. If Kane leaves this summer, we are bang in trouble. That's very true, Hot Father 81. To tell the truth, if we don't have Kane, to tell the truth, we are actually looking like a relegation team. Who's going to score our goals for us, right? Who's going to score? Thank you, Brian. Thanks a lot, right? Dino will be really happy and he'll appreciate it, right? Who's gonna score the goals for us, right? Kane and Kane and Son, right? Kane and Son, right? Big up James Doris, big up James Doris. Thanks for subscribing to Dino's channel, right? Kane and Son has been saving our team, our what call it, our squad, right? Pulling us out all these years, right? They've been used day in, day out for the past 5 years non-stop, right? It's a surprise they're still playing like this, honestly, right? There's no rest, there's no substitute, there's no, of course, That's the weird thing now. Maybe along the shows that we go across, right, right, right. Thanks, Dean. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, I think he's in triple digits now. Yep, yep. Thanks. Right. The thing about what I see is along these shows that we do, we'll go in depth, right, with other Spurs fans on the time, right? Do some things on the finance, do some look into what he has. Yeah, big up Rob Belcher, big up, thanks Rob Belcher, right? Look into the words that he said, right, and how all the words that he has said has turned into lies, right? I will slowly dissect it bit by bit through the shows that we've been going they'll be on until he leaves, right? This will be a weekly thing. I'll do it every midweek, right? And most probably I try to get more guests on confirm, right, along the way. But today most probably it looks like I'll be the only one doing the show, and most probably if that's so, more or less I'll be ending the show soon. And of course along the way I'll try to get more videos from the protests along the way, right? The next one will most probably come from the Crystal Palace game, right? Are we away at Crystal Palace? So we'll be home at Crystal Palace. Yeah, right. We'll be at home at Crystal Palace, and that will be one of the games, right? I'll get some videos from there too. And of course, I'm not mistaken, Brentford we're away, Leeds we're away. Oh no, Brentford we're at home, and Aston Villa away and Leeds away. So let's see how that goes, right? And guys, thanks for being on, right? Today, this is going to be a short one because there are not guests coming on. Like I said, we'll slowly go into it. The statements made throughout the years by our chairman and dissect every lie that he's told us, right? We'll look into the finances a bit, right? We'll look into the time where, we didn't spend at all on the transfer market. Big up, Moti HFC. Big up, right? And of course, JP. Thanks, JP. He'll send, Tottenham Way will send us videos for the Palace game, right? So I can compile it all together from Tottenham Way, and then we'll do a short video like what I've been playing along, right? Right. And Brian McGuire says I'll try to come on as much as I can. Tottenham Way recommended your channel. Thanks, Brian McGuire. Thanks, right? Thanks for being on today, right? And all you guys in the chats, right? Thanks for being on, like Mo THFC, JP, Brian McGuire, Rob Belcher, Jason Bell, James Joris, right? Hot Father, big up Hot Father, right? Who else do we have here? I guess thanks and of course all you guys who have not actually put in a comment in the chats, right? Thank you for being on watching, right? I'm sure also Jamie is somewhere in there hiding behind, right? He did send me a picture, right? At the moment, ain't going to go too long on this show because not many guests around. Like I said, we'll slowly. Yep. Thanks, Rob Elcher. Thanks. Take care. You take care too. Have a good day. All you guys in the chats have a good day, right? And like I've been saying, we'll slowly do shows and slowly dissect what's been going on all these years at our club and what's all the wrongdoings has been going on. If I can get some more facts and evidence of any kind of hanky panky and all that, I'll let you guys know, right? Hopefully we can, right? And of course, don't be fooled, right? Yeah, by Levy people, right? Yeah, he'll do everything the same he says. That's what I said. Smoke and mirrors, deflect everything. Nothing. He doesn't take accountability for anything. That's why we always say Levy out, right? And before I end the show, right, guys, thanks for the support, right? And I'll catch you guys somewhere along the way. Maybe next Monday I'll be on the show again, or maybe this Saturday I'll be on Tottenham Way while they are doing their watch along, right, for the Crystal Palace game. Big up, Daniel Sandoval. Big up, thanks for being on, right? Daniel Sandoval is here too, right? Big up, Levy out. Shall I do the video again, or should I just go to the outro? Yeah, maybe just go to the outro. I've done the video too many times already, I think. All right, guys. Thanks for being on. Here's the outro. Don't forget, the earphones is a bit loud. But what the heck? Let's do it one more time.
We want Levy out. Say we want Levy out. We want Levy out. We want Levy out. Say we want Levy out. We want Levy out. Say we want Levy out.
When is your breaking point? Tell me. When are you going to learn But we're doing it for the good of
We sang in the rain, we sang in the sun, and we sang in the rain. They're trying to stop us, look what it did. The thing I don't want to say is leave it out, leave it out, leave it out. The thing I don't want to say is leave it out, leave it out, leave it out.
Hi guys, it's Deano here. I'm here at the protest, as you can see. It's very bright, there's the stadium. Now I hear there's going to be loads of protests in the stadium, which I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, but it's all peaceful. Please come and join us if you fancy having a little say of what you want. And yeah, leave you out.
And as always, leave you out.